Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're really getting into some fascinating stuff from an interview with Figma CEO Dylan Field over on the Y Combinator channel.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Our mission basically is to unpack how they built Figma, this, revolutionary company. And also why design seems more critical than ever, especially now with AI everywhere.
Right. And maybe peek into what's next for interfaces, for innovation.
Exactly. And there's this killer idea right at the start, this analogy Dylan Field uses.
Oh, yeah, the MS-DOS one. He says, it feels intuitively like we're in the MS-DOS era of AI right now.
The MS-DOS era of AI. Wow. I mean, for anyone who actually remembers DOS,
Right. Command lines, blinking cursors.
it immediately tells you something. What's he really getting at there? What does that mean for design, for how we're actually going to use this stuff?
Well, it strongly suggests we're just at the beginning. The interfaces now, they're often clunky, mostly text-based, kind of like DOS was before Windows showed up. So the implication is those really smooth, intuitive, visual AI experiences, they're still coming. It's a great way to frame just how much things are about to change in how we interact with tech.
Okay, so before we jump into that future, let's just ground ourselves in Figma today. Dylan mentioned there now, 1,700 people, hybrid workforce. That's pretty big.
It's huge. And at their Config conference recently, they basically doubled their product lineup. They have 8 products now.
8? Wow. Like what?
Well, beyond the main Figma design tool, there's Figma Make, that's the prompt-to-app thing, Sites for shipping websites directly from Figma, Draw, which is more for vector work, getting expressive, and Buzz, that's aimed at marketing teams for cranking out graphics.
Okay, quite the suite then.
Yeah, definitely expanding their footprint.
So to really get how they got here, we kind of need to rewind, right? Back to the beginning.
It's the origin story.
What was that spark? Takes us back to like 2011, 2012. Dylan Field was 19. Evan Wallace was his TA at Brown.
Right, and they asked that fundamental question, the one every founder probably should ask. Why now? What's changing in the world?
And they landed on 2 things.
2 big bets. Drones, that was Dylan's initial push. And WebGL, that was Evan's idea.
WebGL. Remind me.
It lets you tap into the computer's graphics card, the GPU, right in the web browser, so you can do really powerful graphic stuff online.
Gotcha. And Evan wasn't feeling the drones after a bit.
Apparently not. After about a month, he was out on drones, so WebGL won.
Okay, so WebGL it is. But it wasn't like, boom, let's build Figma right away, was it?
Not at all. They thought about games first, then decided against it, focusing on tools using WebGL. But the key thing here, for anyone listening who's on that startup path, it was a long, winding road.
How long are we talking?
Discussions started late 2011, serious work, maybe August 2012. But they didn't really go all in on the Figma idea, the collaborative design tool, until June or July 2013.
Wow, that's like a year and a half, almost 2 years of exploring.
Yeah, and even then it needed more refinement. It really shows that finding that product market fit, it's not usually a light bulb moment. It's often digging, iterating, exploring.
But they always thought of it as a real company, right? Not just some side project.
Absolutely. From day one, it was meant to be a scalable startup. Dylan even talked about his downside case.
Which was?
Just getting to work with Evan, who he called an absolute genius, and learning from him, that was the worst case scenario.
And a bad downside.
Not at all. And the upside. Building a cool company, solving interesting problems.
And the Teal Fellowship played a big role here, didn't it? Giving them runway.
Huge role. $100,000 over 2 years. Dylan really stressed how vital that time was. He said basically if they had had to make a final call after just 6 months, Figma wouldn't exist today.
So the lesson there for you, the listener, maybe if you're founding something or thinking about it, finding a way to give yourself that time to explore however you manage it is just critical.
Yeah, persistence needs room to breathe. You got to give yourself time somehow.
That idea of time ties right into navigating what people call pivot hell, right? They spent a couple of years twisting and turning.
They did. And what kept them going? Dylan said, pretty simply, working with Evan was just super fun. They felt like they were, quote, inventing the future every week, just brainstorming and building.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There was that meme generator story.
Oh yeah, the low point. 2012, they built what Dylan called a great frustrating meme generator. He actually thought memes were going to be huge, and he wasn't wrong.
He called that one.
Totally. But after a week building it, both he and Evan were apparently ready to just quit. Dylan literally asked himself, why did I drop out of Brown for this?
Oof, that existential dread. I think a lot of founders feel that sometimes in the early days. What am I doing?
For sure. And who hasn't questioned their life choices after a rough project, right? He did say having a co-founder helps balance that out, hopefully your lows match their highs, kind of cancels out.
Okay, so they finally zeroed in on Figma. How did they get those first users? Not easy.
It was pretty unconventional, mostly cold emailing, actually, and leveraging contacts from past internships, Flipboard, LinkedIn, O'Reilly Media.
Cold emails worked. That's surprising sometimes.
Yeah, Dylan seemed surprised too. He said designers specifically often replied, and they gave amazing feedback. Not just, this sucks.
No.
More like, here's why it's not great, and here's what you could do better. Here's what it would take for me to actually use this. Super specific, actionable stuff. Gold dust, really.
Wow, that's valuable.
Totally. Later, they did this sort of tour meeting companies via their VCs, but the conversion rate was super low at first. Like only Notion and the company that became Coda started using it initially.
But the constant was feedback.
Yeah.
Always getting feedback.
Relentlessly, making sure they understood the problems deeply.
Which brings up that classic startup advice. Launch early. But Figma seemed to take ages from the outside looking in. How does that square?
Right, it looks like a contradiction. But the thing is, they were iterating constantly based on feedback even before any public launch. They were showing it to people, getting reactions, tweaking.
So they were launching internally, in a sense.
Kind of. Dylan's advice now, looking back, is actually, don't do what I did. He says, get your product out faster and charge money faster. He even thinks they should have scaled the team quicker once they had funding.
Interesting. So that early caution maybe slowed them down a bit in hindsight.
Possibly, and that learning shapes how they work now. If a team brings him some huge, long roadmap...
He pushes back.
Yeah, his first question is, how do we slim that down? They aim for like a 1-month, maybe 3-month cadence at most for roadmaps. He believes constraints actually boost creativity.
Right, that pressure cooker idea forces you to be lean and smart.
Exactly. Less time, fewer resources. You often have to find cleverer solutions you wouldn't think of otherwise.
Okay, so if the product took maybe 5 years to really hit its stride, when did Dylan himself actually think, wow, this Figma thing could be huge?
He admits it was way later than maybe it should have been. Users were sending him these massive documents, like 12 pages long, detailing everything they wanted Figma to do.
And he didn't see that as a sign.
He says now he should have known then, even when the product itself was still pretty rough. That level of engagement was the signal.
So when did the penny drop for him?
The real aha moment, the product market pull revelation, came when Microsoft basically called them up.
Microsoft. What did they say?
Something like, hey, this Figma thing is spreading like wildfire inside Microsoft. You guys aren't charging us anything. Maybe you should.
Whoa. Okay, that's a signal.
Yeah. And this was 5 years in. His advice to founders now is, don't wait that long to recognize it and listen when people are literally pulling the product out of you.
That concept of product market pull.
Yeah.
It's more than just fit, isn't it?
It really is. It's not just people using your product. It's when they're obsessed, they're highly engaged, they see the future vision you're hinting at.
And the key insight for you, listening, is maybe don't just see that detailed feedback as a list of flaws.
Exactly. Reframe it. It's not, oh no, we need all these features. It's, wow, they care this much to write this all down? This is huge.
That connects to another interesting point he made about rejection. He's weirdly comfortable with it.
Yeah, he puts it down to being a child actor. Constant auditions, constant rejection. It just became normal, not a big deal. He actually had fun with it.
So his advice is,
seek rejection out. He says, it's got interesting data in it. You want that data, even if it's negative.
that's a really powerful mindset shift.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of shifts, let's pivot to this broader thing happening right now. The rise of design. It feels like design's having a major moment.
Totally. Dylan called it a great month for design.
Yeah.
You had Airbnb and Netflix rolling out big redesigns, Apple's controversial kind of liquid glass UI thing.
Right. And Figma's own launches at Config, obviously.
And then the bombshell.
Oh.
OpenAI buying Jony Ive's company for like over $6 billion.
That was wild.
Mhm.
So why is design suddenly so front and center?
Well, Dylan argues its importance has been growing exponentially for a decade. It used to be, lipstick on a pig, something you slapped on at the end.
Yeah, make it pretty.
Right. Now it's fundamental to how things work. And with AI coming in,
It accelerates it.
dramatically,
Mhm.
if AI makes building stuff easier and faster, what makes you stand out? What's your differentiator?
And the answer is?
Design, craft,
Yeah.
attention to detail, your point of view. He pointed out Airbnb literally said design was their differentiator. It's strategic now.
And the OpenAI Jony Ive thing fits that.
Perfectly. Dylan's take is, when someone smart like Sam Altman makes a huge move you don't immediately get,
Okay.
don't just dismiss it.
Assume you're missing something.
Exactly. Assume there's something to learn there, especially when it's such a massive investment in design right at the heart of AI development.
Okay, let's talk about Figma's own AI stuff they launched. You
Yeah.
mentioned Make, Draw, Buzz, Sites. What's the pattern there?
The pattern Dylan described is they see people doing a certain kind of task, maybe awkwardly, inside the main Figma design tool. Then they think, okay, let's spin that out into its own dedicated, focused product.
So Draw is for people doing complex vector stuff that maybe wasn't ideal in the main tool.
Exactly. Gives them a dedicated space, more power, more expressiveness. Buzz helps marketing teams take brand templates and quickly generate tons of assets without bothering designers, maybe.
Makes sense. And Sites lets you skip handing off to developers for simple sites.
Pretty much. Design to live website directly. And Make, the prompt to app tool, that's about speed, rapid prototyping, testing ideas, throwing them away faster if they don't work.
It really sounds like these tools are blurring the lines between roles, doesn't it?
Totally. Dylan talked about that. Design, development, product, even research the boundaries are getting fuzzier. AI is speeding that up.
And internally at Figma, their focus is shifting.
Yeah, he said their internal process is all about speed of iteration, speed of testing ideas. How fast can we try something out?
Get it in front of people.
Right, make prototyping cheap and quick. And interestingly, he thinks current AI dev tools are actually better suited for that early stage.
Right.
He sees them as better for prototyping and sort of like 0 to 1, starting something new, less effective right now for refining big, complex, existing code bases, what he called 1 to 100.
Which brings us back to that MS-DOS era idea for AI interfaces. The chat box isn't the final form.
Definitely not, in Dylan's view. He thinks in 10 years we'll look back at typing into chat boxes and find it quaint, almost primitive.
So the design challenge is,
How do you show users everything AI can do? It's not obvious from a blinking cursor.
the examples, right?
Yeah, like Midjourney using Discord. Seeing everyone else's creations immediately showed you the possibilities. Or Meta's AI app, where public sharing, even with privacy issues, helped people learn what it could do.
And the future is more contextual, new surfaces.
That's the idea. AI won't just be in a chat window. It'll be more embedded, more contextual. And we'll interact with it on new surfaces, glasses, smart displays everywhere, not just phones and laptops.
That sounds like a huge design headache, keeping things consistent across all that.
Massive challenge. But it's not just about the user-facing stuff. Design thinking is crucial for the AI research itself.
How so?
Figma actually embeds designers into their AI research teams. Why? Because the researchers need that designer's intuition. They need to understand how people, actual users, think and feel.
So it's not enough to just build powerful AI models.
Nope. You need qualitative research combined with the deep AI work. You have to, as he put it, go get in the field, go talk to people, understand the real problems, the human context. That makes the research go faster ultimately.
So looking ahead, say, the next decade,
Yeah.
what's the role of the designer going to look like?
Dylan's incredibly bullish on designers. He thinks they'll have far more leverage, and their value will only continue to go up.
More leverage out.
He expects way more designer founders, designers leading big parts of companies, maybe even becoming general managers.
So moving beyond just pixels.
Way beyond. They'll be architects of entire experiences, driving product strategy, defining new categories. He made the point that, yeah, maybe everyone will contribute to design, like everyone uses a word processor.
But not everyone's a great writer.
Exactly. Designers will be the experts in problem-solving, crafting solutions, leading that curation process, providing essential leadership.
And that's why they're key for those internal evils at Figma, the AI model evaluations.
Precisely. Designers, along with product folks, have that gut feel for how real users will actually experience a new AI feature. Will it be intuitive, frustrating, delightful? That's crucial feedback engineers or pure researchers might miss.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Dylan also touched on some more personal stuff, like what skills should you, listening right now, focus on in this AI-driven world?
Yeah, and his answer wasn't about learning prompt engineering, surprisingly. He stressed the core fundamental skills, learning broadly, thinking critically, actually experiencing the world.
And connecting with people.
And crucially, yeah, relating to people, human connection.
Which connects to something else he said that was pretty provocative about AI relationships.
Oh, yeah, the AI boyfriends and girlfriends thing, he had a really strong stance.
What was it?
He basically said if those become a primary way people form relationships, he thinks it's actively poisonous to society, that it could erode our ability to connect authentically with real humans.
Wow. That's a heavy thought, a potential societal cell phone, as you put it.
Definitely something we need to be talking about.
Yeah. But despite wrestling with these big future questions, he also sounded really positive about Figma now.
He did. He said the most fun period at Figma, it's right now,
Hmm.
loves the team, loves the problems they're tackling. He said they're not running out of ideas. They have more ideas than ever. The challenge is just picking the right ones.
And he has a core design principle they use.
Yeah, one he repeats constantly. Keep the simple things simple and make the complex things possible.
Hmm. Explain that.
It's about balance. Make the everyday stuff easy and approachable for everyone. But don't dumb it down so much that experts can't do powerful, complex things when they need to.
Nice. What about other tools? Things like Cursor or the open source PenPod. Does Figma see them as competition?
His answer suggested not really, or at least their approach isn't pure competition, it's more about integration. Like, they launched something called an MCP server.
MCP.
Yeah, it's a new plugin framework. It basically lets other tools, like Cursor, hook into Figma designs more easily and directly. The goal is to get designs flowing between tools faster.
So playing nice with others.
Seems like it. And it fits with their support for open source too, like their acquisition of Payload CMS.
Payload, that's an open source content management system, right?
Exactly. Buying them signals a commitment to working with and contributing back to the open source community, not just building walled gardens.
And how do they even spot these new use cases bubbling up? Like, how do they know to build draw or buzz?
He described it as a mix of signals, not just one thing. They look at support tickets, do qualitative interviews, dig into data science, watch social media.
So art and science.
Totally. An art plus science approach, he called it. Gathering all these different signals to build intuition, form hypotheses, and then test them out.
Cool. Okay, last thing. Kind of deep. He was asked about the meaning of life.
Yeah, a casual question.
All right, what did he say?
His take was, seek out how to explore consciousness, learn as much as you can, share love with others, and make sure that you feel fulfilled and the other people around you are fulfilled and happy.
Wow. That's a pretty solid answer.
Not bad for a tech CEO Q&A.
Definitely not. All right, that pretty much brings us to the end of this deep dive. We've covered a ton.
Yeah, from the sheer grit it took to build Figma.
Right, that persistence to this undeniable rise of design as a core differentiator.
And looking ahead at this wild future where AI is blurring roles and totally changing how we interact with everything.
The big takeaways from Dylan Field seem clear. Listen to your users. Really listen. Understand that pull. Give yourself time.
And value design, value craft, value that human intuition.
Absolutely. User experience isn't just a feature, is it? It's the whole game now, maybe. So final thought to leave you with.
Go on.
If today's AI interfaces really are the MS-DOS era, and we're moving toward these new surfaces, these contextual interactions, maybe the real leap forward isn't just a better screen or smarter chat box.
What then?
Maybe it's about completely new ways to engage with technology and the world through it. Ways that are truly intuitive, deeply embedded, almost invisible. Where design isn't just on the surface, it is the surface. It's the fabric of the experience itself. What will you design in that future?
Something to think about.
Definitely. We hope this deep dive gave you some inspiration. Thanks for joining us.